Hi, my name is Tina Whittington, and I'm here today to talk to you about abortion recovery. And I have worked with the local Rachel's Vineyard team for the last 6.5 years. And so I have a little bit of experience in this area, so I just want to share with you some brief statistics and some ideas of what you can do on your campus to reach out to women who've had an abortion. First off, National Abortion Federation reports that of all pregnancies, one half are unintended, and of those, one half end in abortion, which means through their statistics, 1/4 of all pregnancies in the United States end in abortion. And their other statistic is that 35% of all women will have had an abortion by the time they are 45 years old, which means when you look out on your campus, or anywhere as a matter of fact, about 1/3 of all women have had an abortion or will have an abortion, which is why it's so important that you on your campus are raising awareness about the sanctity of life and raising awareness about that there is healing and help after an abortion experience. Let's see, there are physical and health complications after an abortion. Sorry, I have my notes. And those, most people are pretty aware of the physical complications that can occur during an abortion, but as you probably also know, there are a lot of emotional and psychological complications after an abortion: depression, anxiety, substance abuse, and I would say one of the biggest ones in my experience is broken relationship. A lot of times after an abortion, the person who encourage the abortion to happen. There's a lot of distrust built up with in families or with a spouse or a boyfriend, and so it sets up a habit of distrust in relationships later. If you know of someone who's had an abortion, I would say or you suspect someone has, and they are, feeling the guilt and shame, or you notice that during pro-life speakers or signs that they get really upset. I think the most important thing that you can do is just reach out to them in love and care with no judgment attached to it. The most important thing for someone who has had an abortion is to be able to share their story. And when they share their story with you, it's really important that you can love and accept them where they're at, that you're not shocked by what they share with you. Sometimes when I do these retreats, there are women there who've had 3 abortions, and how you receive what they say sets them up whether they're going to trust you with the rest of their story or with themselves or not. And so as they share their story or confess to you what they walked through, it's really important that you just embrace them and accept them and listen to them. And then the most important thing after that, after you've listened to their story, is to tell them, I am sorry for your loss, because they really truly did lose someone. And a lot of times the pro-abortion community will tell them, oh, you can't be sad about this. You did this because it was the right thing to do. You did it because, to make your life better. And so anytime a woman who's post-abortive starts bringing up those feelings of loss and grief, they're told, well, you can't feel that way. You made the right decision. You need to stuff it because that's not the right way to feel. And as someone who's reaching out to someone who's post-abortive, you need to embrace the fact that they're going to feel how they're going to feel, and it's okay that they feel that way, that they feel the sadness of their loss, that they feel grief. You may be the first person to ever tell them, I'm sorry you lost your baby. And that's huge, and that will bring and build up this bridge of trust with them, so that then you can share the next most important thing, which is that there is healing, there is help, and there's forgiveness after abortion. And you can lead them to someplace like Rachel's Vineyard, which is the retreat team that I work with. rachelsvineyard.org lists all the different retreats in across the United States and actually internationally as well. Them on a retreat weekend, or they can go to a retreat weekend with Rachel's Vineyard and experience the healing of Christ through living scriptures, where we meditate on scriptures and relate them to the abortion experience that someone has walked through, and experience the healing of Christ in that area. For example, the woman caught in adultery. It's one of the first living scriptures that we do on a retreat weekend, where we talk about how the woman was actually caught in the act of adultery, and right as she's about to be stoned, Jesus says, he who is without sin cast the first stone, and everyone leaves, and he looks at the woman and says, there's none here to condemn you, so go and sin no more. And so we meditate on that, we listen to the scripture on that, on that subject, and then we actually pass a stone that is like one they would have used to stone a woman, and we pass it from person to person and say, is there anyone here who condemns you? And the person says, no, there's no one. And then I would say to that person, then go and sin no more. And every time we reenact these little pieces of scripture, it builds trust within the group, and it builds up the fact that Jesus does forgive us and does heal us and does set us free. And so if you know someone is post-abortive, reach out to them in love. Don't be shocked, but accept where they're at. Tell them that you're sorry for their loss, because it was a real loss. And share with them that there's healing and help after abortion. There's Rachel's Vineyard, there's Project Rachel. There's a lot of really great recovery and healing programs available. There's a Bible study called Healing and Set Free that's offered nationwide, and you can find groups that are going through that as well. So I just encourage you to be aware that everywhere you go, about 1/3 of those women that you are looking at have had an abortion or will have an abortion. So just keep that in mind as you are walking through your campus.